Alright guys, so here's video 2. I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit. So, for Neil's third album, he put out After the Gold Rush, one of his greatest albums. I mean, really, this is another one. I mean, quintessential Neil. Definitely more folkier side to this than everybody else's Nowhere, but great album. I mean, Tell Me Why, After the Gold Rush, Only Love Can Break Your Heart, Southern Man, Oh Lonesome Me, Don't Let It Bring You Down, When You Dance I Can Really Love. I have 2 copies of this. Great album. I mean, a good place to start with Neil too. Definitely check it out. I mean, this is with Crazy Horse, but also with Stephen Stills, Greg Reeves, Niels Lofgren. Good album. Check it out. And then we have Neil headed to Nashville and recorded an album with some Nashville session players, which he named the Stray Gators. And what you have is his only #1 hit album, Harvest, Heart of Gold, Old Man, The Needle and the Damage Done, Words, A Man Needs a Maid. Great album, very different, very more country tinged, obviously, but good album. I have an original here with the the grainy cover, and then I have a reissue, which is like a Spanish copy, I believe. But good album, Harvest. And if you're a Neil Young fan, I'm sure you've heard of this album. So good stuff. And then after Harvest, that Neil headed for a ditch. Danny Whitten passed away, and he made some of the darkest stuff, but also some of the best stuff of his career. And I should mention this. Journey Through the Past, a soundtrack by a film made by Neil. A very interesting film. It's very different. Not that it makes much sense, but it's still very good. Good footage of him, good footage of Crosby, Stills and Nash. Good live stuff. I mean, this has songs by Buffalo Springfield. It has, Neil Young songs. It also has the Beach Boys. The best part about this is probably the long version of Words. And it has Soldier on it. Probably the only unreleased song on this. Still worth having. I mean, hey, it's still a Neil Young album, I guess. Okay, so now we have the Ditch trilogy. Danny Whitten died, but just before he was gonna be in his band. He was supposed to be on this tour, and he couldn't play. Neil sent him back to Los Angeles, where he OD'd that day. So obviously Neil felt kind of guilty about it, and it really cast a shadow over the entire tour. But the result was Time Fades Away, Neil's least favorite album, amazingly, because it's got some great songs on it. I have 2 copies of it, both originals, 2 good copies. Time Fades Away, Journey Through the Past, Yonder Stands a Sinner, L.A. L.A. is like one of my favorites by him. Love and Mine, Don't Be Denied, another great song, Don't Be Denied. The Bridge, Last Dance. This is not available on CD. I think it's now the only album that's not available on CD. Neil says in Archives Volume 2 there'll be another version of this album. I'm guessing with the same songs but different performances. This was recorded live on the tour, which is kind of an innovation at the time, and put out as an original album, which is a great idea too. I mean, but good album. Love that cover. I mean, that's a great cover. So then, I know after that, On the Beach came out, but Tonight's the Night was recorded before that. So, also, probably my second favorite album by Neil. I have 3 copies. One is a reissue, and the other, I have 2 originals. Now, what's cool about this album was a few things. That dark black cover, it was basically printed on like blotter paper. I mean, it just ate up so much ink. and it cost the record companies a fortune. But hey, I guess they really stood by Neil. You know, Neil was their guy. But hey, tonight's the night. Speaking Out, World on a String, Borrowed Tune, Mellow My Mind, Roll Another Number, Albuquerque, New Mama, Tired Eyes, Look Out Joe. Great album. It also comes with, what's interesting about the actual record is that if you look at the dead wax, it says, you're not going to be able to see it, but it says Hello Waterface on one side and Goodbye Waterface on another. And that's kind of the indication that it's an original. Again, I have two originals. They also come with some pretty neat inserts. Very strange. Just check the time here. Here's the original sleeve. And it comes with this insert here that is very strange. Now this picture here is a picture that's from On the Beach. And he took that picture, which I said came out before this album, and he printed over it a song or a poem called Florida. And it really kind of makes no sense. There's a picture of Roy Orbison in the corner. There's also a very strange letter addressed to Waterface and signed by Waterface, whoever Waterface is. And then you open it up and there's a picture of a kid walking with a fish. And the album is dedicated to Danny Whitten and Bruce Berry. And you open it up, there's a review of a Tonight's the Night performance, but it's all in Dutch. I've looked this up online, and you can get a translation of it online. And it's actually a very good article. And if you've read Shaky, there's a pretty interesting story behind it with the writer and how he got to interview Neil for the story, and how he discovered that it was actually in the album. So if you've read Shaky, you've probably heard that. But yeah, I have, like I said, two originals and one reissue that has a glossy cover. I'll probably play this more. I do listen to my originals too, but, you know, glossy cover. Nice reissue. And then you have On the Beach. One of my favorites again. I mean, the whole Ditch trilogy is some of Neil's greatest work. I mean, Walk On, See the Sky About to Rain. Love that song. Revolution Blues, For the Turnstiles, another fantastic song. Vampire Blues, On the Beach, Motion Pictures, Ambulance Blues. So again, a lot of blues songs. Kind of gives you an idea of Neil's state of mind at the time. So here's that picture that Neil took for Tonight's the Night. And I don't know if you can see this, but it has the print that's on the umbrella and the chair. This is a beautiful copy. I got it online. I think my wife actually got this for me as a gift, but beautiful copy. After that, Neil's stuff started to get a little bit lighter with Zuma. His first Crazy Horse album without Danny Whitten, and Poncho replacing him. This is, again, a fantastic album. Neil had just broken up with a relationship with his then girlfriend, and a lot of these songs are very, you know, broken heart kind of songs, but definitely still more upbeat than his previous three. Don't Cry No Tears, Danger Bird, Pardon My Heart, Looking for Love, Barstool Blues, Stupid Girl, Drive Back, Cortez, Through My Sails. Good album. I love that album art too. And then you have American Stars and Bars. Running short on time again. But another great song, Will to Love, fantastic. Like a Hurricane. Again, a lot of hard rock stuff, but also more country rock stuff on here. Good stuff. So I guess I'm going to have to make video 3. God knows how many more, but thanks for watching, and stay tuned for video 3.